Hello everyone, Blessing here, also known as Lady B. So why do women always take the blame for a broken marriage? To be able to address this, it's always good to take a peek at historical events. History has shown us, when you look at most cultures around the world, including the biblical historical events, you see that women are always secondary and oftentimes called the witch, the prostitute, the whore, and so many other horrible names that I don't even want to mention discussing this matter. And it's not just the Bible, even in the Quran as well. Women are always the one that take the blame for marital challenges. It's either, it's the woman's behavior, or probably from history, if she does not give the husband and the family a male child, she has not really given birth historically. And when she's got children and the children misbehave, it's the woman that always takes the blame. Meanwhile, there are two people in this affair, not one. So how come the woman is always taking the blame for marital challenges? We've seen from the written books, of the religious written books, that even then women were being called witches. At least that's what is common. And I also believe men are called wizards. But that's a topic I would like to discuss in another video, because that's going to be a special topic that I would like to really take on. So let's focus on the woman. Just to give you a brief recap, being a witch or a wizard, as in the case of men, don't you think it means something more spiritually higher than the normative? I look forward to being able to take on that someday soon. So going back to today's topic, generally it is the human common belief that men are physically strong while women are not, but spiritually strong. Fortunately or unfortunately, in this world that we live in, the physique, as in the body, takes preeminence, because we can see and we can feel and we can, all that. So it is what people actually see that it becomes the acceptable value or value system. So women here are now taken as secondary, and that's my point number one. Whatever strength they portray cannot be physically seen, so it is assumed that the woman is the weaker link. So this is one way of looking at why women are seen as secondary and easy to put the blame on, because they are not physically strong, so they cannot physically defend themselves. Secondly, blame game. Is blame game not something that is general in every hemisphere, be it politically, economically, socially, in every way? When there's a problem, when there's a challenge, and that challenge cannot be fixed, becomes a bigger problem because there's no solution yet for that challenge, then it is very common for people to look for something to blame it on. Oh, it's because this person did this. Oh, it's because this person did that. Just like in the case of COVID-19. When COVID-19 initially came out, human beings panicked because we could not resolve the problem. We could not understand what was going on. And so the first thing we did was to look for who to blame it on. Who shall we pin this on? They caused the problem. They did this. They did that. So it's kind of a blame game when a problem cannot be resolved. Of course, when it can be resolved, then we can learn from it. But when it cannot be resolved as of yet, then it's a blame game thing. So because the woman here is the weaker link, it is very easy, especially in a marriage or in a marital setting, which is what we are discussing today. It is very easy for us to point the finger at the woman. Oh, she's the one, she's the witch. The witch did it. Let's blame her, let's kill her. And thirdly, another reason I consider to be of a factor on this topic is sexism. A woman, because of the physical things women can do, like get pregnant, be able to give birth, and is the, how shall I put this now in a more neutral way, is the woman is the place where a man goes to be able to fulfill their sexual need. At least that's the way it is seen by some men, not all men, because there are men that are really, really good men. I'm talking about, the other men that are not so nice to women, even though they have mothers. So women are seen as a sex figure where a man goes to fulfill that urge for sex. So women are belittled. In some culture, and some men view a woman as an object of sex. Nothing much can come out of that object except for sex, for procreation. Yeah, which is really not an intellectual way of looking at the woman, because being a woman goes beyond procreation, goes beyond sex. Women have skills in caring, manageability, and so many other skills, because as individuals, we all have our own different attributes that make us special. Not all women are the same. Not all men are the same. So because of these three topics that I named, women are easily stereotyped. So when a woman is seen, is now put in a box, a woman is easily blamed for the failure of a marriage, even though there are two people involved. It really hits back home because some cultures do promote this degradation. At least the culture that I grew up in, the woman is trampled on. The woman is expected to make the marriage work. The woman is expected to make sure the home is in order, the children are this or that. She's expected to keep everything perfectly going without considering that woman's mental well-being, without considering that woman's other partner, which is supposed to be the husband. And they both supposed to make their marriage work, and they both supposed to keep their home in order, and they both supposed to look for each other's interests. The woman checks on her husband, and the man is supposed to do the same. Why? Because it's a teamwork. Marriage is a teamwork. Marriage is not dependent on the woman alone, nor is marriage dependent on the man alone. So as a society, we are meant to look for each other's interest. At least that's what the foundation of marriage is. Love. Love is checking on one and the other one checking on the other one. It's supposed to bring about a balance. So this pointing of finger at a woman when a marriage fails is absolutely illogical. It doesn't make sense at all that the woman has to be put down for the failure of her marriage. She has to be grounded, she has to be blamed, she has to be stoned, she has to be spat on, while the other party is left unblamed. You take a look at this, if it makes sense or not. It's about time both the wife and the husband are meant to be accountable. I mean, in other areas of life, when a group of people commit crime, you don't take one out. That whole group of people are meant to be accountable for their actions. So when there's a marital breakdown, both parties are meant to share the blame equally, because it takes two to tango. With this, I say thank you very much for listening. I'll see you some other time. Do take care now. Bye.